Have you ever wondered why someone would spend hours hauling virtual cargo across the country in American Truck Simulator? Or meticulously harvesting crops in Farming Simulator? I mean, these aren't your typical adrenaline-pumping action games, but somehow they have this strange, soothing appeal. So let's dive into the world of simulator games and try to figure out why people are obsessed with, well, pretending to work. There seems to be a sim game for almost everything these days, from flying planes, to managing farms, to power washing, and let's not even talk about Goat Simulator. So what's the big deal? Why are so many of us drawn to these oddly specific sim experiences? First off, let's talk about escapism. In real life, things can be chaotic. Sim games offer a chance to step into a world where you're in control. Whether you're driving a truck, flying a plane, everything follows rules. There's no surprise plot twist or sudden enemy ambush. You control the pace, the route, the job. And let's be honest, in a world that feels out of control sometimes, who doesn't want a little bit of structure? But it's more than just structure. These games let us live out the lives of people in careers we might never get to experience. Flying a commercial jet, racing an F1 car, or even managing a farm, these jobs are glorified by many. And sim games let us vicariously experience what it's like to live those jobs. People can get really serious about this too. I'm talking about pre-flight checks in Microsoft Flight Sim, or spending hours fine-tuning a race car in iRacing. For some people, it's about chasing the sense of realism and really stepping into the shoes of people that these games are based on. There are other types of media where people can live vicariously through characters. I mean, the original is probably literature and books. But in sim games, the player has more control and can recreate real-world actions, even the tedious ones, to immerse themselves in that life. Another reason sim games are so popular is because they're super relaxing. There's something therapeutic about doing simple, repetitive tasks. You're driving down a quiet highway, the hum of the engine in the background, maybe some music playing. It's almost meditative. So many of us have super busy lives these days, and something about the repetition and routine of these sim games has a calming effect on our brains. In some ways, it's kind of like hitting the reset button on the brain. The routine tasks just give you a mental break. Even Minecraft, while not really a sim game, works in this way. Spending hours mining or crafting in a world where you set the rules can be incredibly relaxing, whether you're on just for survival or building your dream house. It gives you that satisfying feeling of slow, steady progress towards your goals. But here's the interesting thing. While some people chase realism in games, others are all about pushing the limits. Sim games can also give you that kind of freedom. Do you want to do a barrel roll in a Boeing 747? Go for it. What about driving a Lamborghini up over a ramp and over a 200-foot jump? Why not? These games can be as realistic or as over the top as you want them to be. And that's all part of the fun, right? It's not just about copying real life, but seeing what happens when you push the boundaries of what's possible. And other open world games can do this too, like I think GTA, Grand Theft Auto is a great example of this, or Sea of Thieves or Forza Horizon, where the appeal is often about doing whatever you want in a massive playground that feels real. And again, even Minecraft does this. Sure, you can build a simple house, but you can push it all the way past what's beyond realistic, right? Like massive floating cities, working machines, computers even, I've seen built in Minecraft, you name it. It's that freedom to be creative and bend the rules that makes these games so appealing to a lot of people. Now let's talk about the communities behind these games. For a lot of people, the appeal isn't just the game itself, but the community around it. There are entire online communities dedicated to enhancing the realism of these games, modding them, expanding them, completing challenges in them, or just sharing their experiences and creations in the games. My favourite example of this is VATSIM, an online flight simulation network that lets players in flight games like Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane talk to other people who play the role of air traffic controllers, giving real traffic commands and ensuring that virtual planes don't crash into each other in the game. Flight simmers are frequently seen spending 20 minutes or more waiting to take off or land at popular airports because of virtual delays due to simulated virtual traffic in a game where crashing into another plane has no consequences except that it feels a bit less real. Also, the sense of competition through challenges and rankings in these games in some cases drives more of that feeling of being a part of something more important. Race car enthusiasts who might never be able to sit in an F1 car can compete live against Max Verstappen, the fastest driver on the F1 grid, in a game of virtual lap times, in the exact same car and under the exact same rules. There's a very real possibility that some kid from a tiny town could beat Max or other top-ranking drivers on the virtual grid, get noticed by professionals in the racing industry and have their life changed forever, all through sim racing. The point is that for some, the communities behind these games turn a solo experience into something more social and collaborative, and help to enhance either the realism or the freedom of the game. So whether you're delivering cargo across Europe, managing a farm, or striving for that perfect lap time, simulator games let us escape, relax, and achieve something, sometimes all at once. It's a bit of work, but it's work we can actually enjoy. And hey, maybe it's a reminder that even in the most mundane tasks, there's something satisfying if you know how to appreciate it. So what about you? Are you a fan of simulator games? Drop a comment and let me know about your favourite games. And if you haven't tried a sim game yet, maybe it's time to see what the fuss is all about.